especially the offensive line. I doubt they did that last year. Maybe I'm looking at a different TV screen than y'all. A lot of people said the Steelers wasn't making the playoffs last year. I told them, now, hell no. A lot of people thought Mike Tomlin was having his first losing season. I said, hell no. And guess what? This team right here is better than last year's team. Better than last year's team. Let's look at some guys that must step up if this is going to work, though. Okay? Let's talk about some guys that must step up if this is going to work. First, we're going to start out with the big money. TJ Watt, gotta step your game up, baby. Gotta step your game up. Everybody's talking trade. Everybody's talking about we wasted our money on you. It's time for you to step your game up, man. If we want to pull a John Elway and the Denver Broncos and win this, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and win a Super Bowl with an old quarterback, because like I told y'all, it's time to buy in. It's time to buy in. If we want to win this Super Bowl, TJ Watt, you got to be better than that, man. You got to be better than the last 2 years. And I don't know if he got it in him, but something got to shake. Something got to shake for TJ Watt. You got to get your mojo back, man. We just need it for one more year, man. One more year, because without TJ Watt, it just ain't the same, man. Now, he's still getting his turnovers and stuff like that, but we need that sack total up, and we need to get that pressure on the quarterback, man. We really do. So we'll take the turnovers, though, still, TJ Watt. Pittsburgh Big Dog says this team is better, but so is every other team in the AFC North is better. You're right, and we about to get right to that in a minute. Unc says, who is the real OC of the Steelers this upcoming season? It's Coach McCarthy. Easy. He said it out his own mouth. I'll be calling the plays. Now, speaking of offense and coordinators, hopefully he'll be able to do a better job with DK Metcalf. Now, one thing about Aaron Rodgers coming back, that's a good thing, is that DK Metcalf and him had a little rhythm. They started to figure out a little rhythm, or at least they've played together at least for one season. He don't have to start all over with another quarterback. DK Metcalf got enough problems himself to have to start over with another rookie quarterback, right? Talk about wasting more money. We be wasting money on that end. When everybody's going to have to get used to, or at least our number one receiver getting used to a new quarterback. So, DK Metcalf, you're going to have to step up this year. Not only physically, but mentally. We all remember what happened with DK Metcalf last year. He got out of that jam. We all heard the story on the offseason, how he got out of that. We knew it was some bullshit. But mentally, you got to be smarter than that and not put yourself in that situation, right? And also on the field, we've seen the mental mistakes also. So DK Metcalf, another year with Aaron Rodgers, I'm really expecting you to step up this year if this is going to happen. Okay? If we're going to make the playoffs again, we're going to keep McCarthy looking like a good coach, and the Steelers with our record of not losing another season, it's very important that DK Metcalf steps up this year, man. That's going to open everybody up. Michael Pittman one-on-one and Jeremy Bernard one-on-one. And I'm so excited to see Jeremy Bernard catch the ball and make moves after the catch. I really think he's going to work well with that. He really is. I can see him having about 600 to 700 yards in his first season. Just because I believe Aaron Rodgers is going to fall in love with him. All right? Now, the next guy that needs to step up is Pat Freiermuth, man. Ever since Pat Freiermuth got paid, he ain't really been the guy, has he? Now, is it all his fault? No, it's not. We already talked about the bad OCs last year. Arthur Smith, the worst in Matt Canada. We talked about that. Wouldn't even put the man on the field. But when he put him on the field, he was electric. And you can see it. So, I don't know what the hell was wrong with Arthur Smith, but I'm asking for Pat Freiermuth to step up and be aggressive when it comes to getting the ball, okay? Now, I'm not sure, but Pat Freiermuth just seems like a guy that's going to fall in line and do what he got to do for the team. But, Pat, I'll need you to step up like you a Hall of Famer, man. And I ain't saying you a Hall of Famer, but you need to get that mentality and say, look, man, this is my team too. I want to be the number one tight end. I want to be the number one target. Because I think you got Kelsey-like skills, Pat Freiermuth. You really do. You move very fluent. in your routes. You're very good after the catch, and you catch the ball so seamlessly. I ain't want to say it the first time. I was going to fuck it up. But y'all know what I mean. Some dudes fight the ball when they catch it, and there's other guys that just snag it. They ain't even got to look. And Freiermuth's one of them cats. Freiermuth's a dog, man, and that got to happen this year, man. And last year we blamed it on the coach, but this year I'm putting it on Pat Freiermuth to say, hey, man, give me the ball. I'm open. I'm open. But now, last but not least, though, my boy Boswell got to step up, right? My man Chris Boswell. Why Chris Boswell got to step up? A huge contract for Chris Boswell, man. Highest paid kicker in the league. Okay? And not just the league. What does that say? NFL history, right? NFL history. So you got to be the man. Okay? I don't know about no GOAT, though. I think Gary Anderson got something to say about huge deal for the GOAT. But my boy Boswell was looking a little shaky last year, right? Just a little shaky. We seen a little kinks in the armor last year. Field goals 84%, 27 out of 32. I think we expect a little more out of Chris Boswell than that, okay? Extra points, 42 out of 43. We all know he missed a clutch one to keep Baltimore in the game, right? At that last game of the season. But other than that, man, Chris Boswell definitely deserves his money. Franchise records, holds the Steelers franchise record for the most field goals in a single season, which is 41. Longest field goal made, 59. And the longest consecutive field goal streak at 25. Pro Bowls, selected in 17 and 24. Accuracy, he's maintained a field goal percentage of 90% or higher in 7 of 11 seasons. All right, last year it was not that. It was 84%. So Chris Boswell, that's also the reason I'm putting you on this gotta step up list if we gonna do what we gotta do to make the playoffs again. And I want to make more than the playoffs, man. We gotta make things shake. Pittsburgh Big Dog says, old ass A-Rob refused to throw to Muth the ball. Blame him. He barely was on the field. They had Darnell Washington out there a lot. Of course, he was blocking his ass off. Another reason the O-line was top 10. He had a lot to do with that, and we brought that guy, number 71, Pete, in a lot. The extra tackle, we brought him in a lot. So, yeah, hey, I think they did their thing on the O-line. But Freiermuth, well, he just wasn't on the field enough, you ask me.